Hello, my little crabs. Welcome to your Runescope for June 2014. My name is Amanda. Of course, just want to remind you to watch the video for your rising sign also, if you need some clarification on things that can help narrow things from this very general sun sign reading down a little bit, let you know what other areas of life may be lit up for you in June. Of course, the only way to get a reading specifically for you is to schedule one with me. I do those on Skype and they are $65 for a half-an-hour session. Just drop me a line at the email address below this video if you want to set that up, and I will get back to you. I answer those in the order they're received, so it can take a few days sometimes if there are some people in front of you, but never fear, I will get back to you. I also just wanted to mention some people have been emailing me saying that they left comments or they can't leave comments. This is something that's happened since Google Plus kind of forced themselves on us. You know, I don't have any control over that. I've emailed YouTube several times about this and I've gotten no response. So they send me to the message boards where everybody says, hey, we're not getting a response about this. So, or they respond and nothing's ever cleared up. Some comments just disappear. I only delete really nasty, horrible comments that are contributing nothing, or spam. And I really don't have to delete anything very often. So I'm sorry if you've left me a comment and it's disappeared. It's not me. Also, if you leave a question for me and it's not through YouTube, I can't reply to it. I do try to answer people's questions in the comments, but I don't go to Google Plus. I'm kind of like revolting and protesting and refusing to use it. So I'm really not interested in using it either. But so I mean, if you comment to me on there, I can't reply to it in YouTube. So if you do have a question, make sure that you ask me on YouTube and I'll do my best to answer you. I go through at least once a month and try to answer everybody's questions. If for some reason I don't answer your question, just post it up on next month's video. Eventually I'll get to you. But let's jump into June, Cancer, and see what is going on with you and what may be happening. To start the month off, your challenge or the environment in June is that you may have people trying to interfere in your private business. Now, this could be a group of people. So this could be family. This could be coworkers, friends. But for whatever reason, either this is annoying you or it's causing problems. You know, or maybe you're just trying to keep something to yourself and you don't want people knowing about something yet. You know, this seems to have something to do with something new that you're starting or a new relationship. Maybe you're trying to get pregnant if you don't want to get pregnant. You know what I always say when I see these fertility cards, be careful in June. Take the precautions that you need to take. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it may be something that you are trying to keep under wraps. And somebody finds out about it and they try to, you know, cause problems for you, or you just feel like a busybody's interfering in your business. It's nothing huge in June that you're dealing with. It just looks like an annoyance, an annoying person or an annoying group that interfere in your business or interrupt a project or something that you have going on or something that you're trying to get off the ground. This could, another way this can work is that you're being challenged to see something from somebody else's point of view. And this is the way to a new beginning. So, Cancer, sometimes we can be so enmeshed in our own point of view and so concerned with being right that we refuse to see things from someone else's point of view. You know, and sometimes we are right, sometimes we're not. And, you know, maybe you need to talk to somebody and get an objective opinion. It looks like in June, though, that may be a problem for you. Maybe you don't have anybody available to you outside the situation to give you an objective viewpoint. And that may be the challenge for you, is to just see things from someone else's perspective. If you try to do that though, Cancer, if you even just try, it looks like what was once dark and blocked will open up for you. And maybe you'll finally see where someone's coming from, see their point. And this will be a way to repairing a relationship or moving past a conflict. So keep that in mind in June, Cancer, if you have altercations or get into a disagreement with someone. And I don't see this escalating into anything huge for most of you, but I mean, it just could be, maybe you have a eureka moment where you're finally like, oh, now I understand where this person is coming from. We do have Mercury retrograde in June, though, Cancer. So if there's something new that you're trying to get off the ground, first of all, starting something new in Mercury retrograde, not the best idea, because you'll probably run into all kinds of obstacles. Not that it won't ever come to fruition, but it definitely probably won't be smooth going for you. So, you know, it's better to start that if you're watching this in May. You know, if this is something that you've already started before and it's just, you know, in the early phases, no problem. I mean, there may be some bumps in the road in June, but nothing that can't be overcome. But it looks like if you have started something new, a new project, a new business idea, a new creative venture, this is something that's totally you. I mean, there are no partners, you're not depending on anybody else. And if you were hoping to depend on other people, it looks like that's not gonna work out, but that's gonna be better for the project. So just keep that in mind, Cancer. If people said they were in on something, they were going to help you out with something, and then they all disappear, it's actually going to be better that way, because it's going to turn out, the end result is going to be better if it's just you. And I think you'll see that quickly. You know, you're not really going to miss anybody who decided not to participate in this or help you out with this. Some of you may be having a wedding, planning a wedding, going to a wedding in June. We get the card of celebration, and this could be something that you've waited a long time for, or maybe something that you've just been working very hard on. And wedding planning, for anyone who has ever planned a wedding, everyone knows that this is a major undertaking. It demands a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of attention. It's hard work. So, yeah, that may be what's going on. Some of you might be going, you know, to graduations, family get-togethers, things like that. Very joyous time in store for you, Cancer. For those of you who are single, if there's somebody you've had your eye on, somebody that maybe you've been competing for a little bit, you may have a very good time with this person. They may finally ask you out if you've been kind of waiting around for somebody to notice you or to ask you out. Or maybe if you've been waiting to ask someone out, you may find just the right moment in June. And I mean, I see this being not only a victory for you, but just you guys having a real good time together. So a lot of joy to be had in June, Cancer. You know, you guys have had it rough the past few months. You've had some rough readings, but, and this one is the first time that I've seen some more positive aspects on the evidence for you guys. So I'm glad to see that. Definitely enjoy this month and go to as many parties as you can. And if you're single, Cancer, get out there, because there's somebody that may just, you know, knock your socks off. Especially for you ladies, it looks like there may be a new male on the scene who's very not aggressive, but he will approach you. Like, he'll make the first move. And in this day and age, how refreshing is that? It doesn't happen as often as they used to. But no, and normally the guys you don't want to approach you will approach you. But this is one that you'll be like, oh, nice. So get out there, Cancer ladies. Circulate. If you're invited to parties, invited to events, go. Even if this isn't your wedding, lots of people meet single peeps at weddings. Don't take a date. Go alone. Go stag. You don't want somebody thinking you're there with, you know, you're there with somebody if it's just a friend, or that you're taken if you're there with a friend. Help that's going to be available to you. Delays in June are going to be beneficial. So anything that is stagnating, it's better to not deal with it in June, because it will just kind of cause more problems. You ever tried to get a knot out of something, and it seems like when you get one part untangled, another part gets even worse? It's like that. So any delays are just delaying that until a time where you can totally get all the snags out, get all the knots out at once, not have to pull this one and then start over. So if there's anything disruptive also that happens that you feel comes out of left field and delays something, or maybe if you're just not hearing back about something, you know, it's all going to work out better in the end, or it's all going to work out at once in the end. Because again, with Mercury retrograde, anything that were to move forward would have been moved 2 steps back, generally speaking. So, you know, anything that you can table, especially around property, If you're looking to buy or sell, if you can put that off until July, that's going to be good. If you're waiting on some kind of an inheritance or to hear about something involving inheritance, you know, it's going to be better if that's put off until July. So if you do hear that that's delayed, you may be frustrated in the moment, but it's going to work out better for you in the long run. This can also be dealing with bureaucracies or organizations waiting on something like that, a payout for something. It will come to you, but you know, either it's going to be more or it's going to come at a more convenient time, you know, so just know it's going to be for the better, Cancer. What has to be accepted about June? You may get news about something that is shocking to everyone else, Cancer, but it's not shocking to you. And for those of you who are pregnant and we're kind of keeping that under wraps, it may be that, you know, this person who was interfering shares your news before and you're upset about that. But I mean, it turns out to be okay. It doesn't turn out to be a huge deal. You're just upset that this person broke your confidence, that kind of thing. If you do have something you're keeping secret, Cancer, don't tell anybody. That's what I would advise for June, given these cards. Don't tell anybody and you can avoid this. If you've already told somebody, well, damn. But yeah, I mean, you know what they say about secrets. Two people can keep a secret if one of them's dead. So yeah, don't share your news with anybody until you don't care that if it gets out. But no, and this could be also another way this can work, Cancer, is that you get shocking news about someone else or everybody else is shocked by it, but you're not really so shocked. It's like you saw this coming, and this looks to be negative news about someone. Like they just keep making the same mistakes, and this time they've really messed something up. For some of you, you may get news that somebody's been in a car accident. I think they're going to be okay, but I mean, it seems like they, you know, just were driving recklessly. There may be somebody who gets a DUI. It may be something like that connected with travel. If you are planning to travel in June, you know, there may be delays, but I mean, you're going to be okay. I don't see danger around you traveling. With Mercury retrograde, that can sometimes be a concern, Cancer. But if you are planning a trip, if you were taking a vacation in June, definitely keep an eye on flights and things. Things are probably going to be delayed in a Mercury retrograde, but I see you having a good time once you get to your destination, Cancer. Well, let's move on here and see how things are going to end up. Let's see here. Yeah, there may be some conflict with family over money. Some of it may be going back to this event. If this is a family event where everybody's coming together and pitching in and trying to do, you know, trying to help out. There may be some of, well, you said you'd pay for this and you didn't. Or you said that you would give me a loan for this and then you didn't. Cancer, for some of you, this may involve you directly or it may just be going on around you. But I mean, there may be some arguments over money. You know, you may feel like somebody is being selfish, or other people may feel that you are being that way. That, you know, that can be how these arguments start. It's going to end up okay. What I'm getting the feeling from this is that everybody's emotions are just high. You know, maybe a conflict that's been going on for a while is coming to a head, and everybody just, seems like the argument is not really about what everybody's saying it's about. It's about underlying other things that haven't been dealt with. But once it comes out, it's actually going to go far more positive. So the sooner you can get past this sort of conflict or this argument, whatever this is, and again, it's not serious. It does seem to be just, you know, bickering with those closest to you, or those closest to you bickering around you, Cancer. You know, it's all going to work out okay, and everybody's going to kind of get it out and then be like, I'm really sorry, I was acting like an idiot. I was just stressed out. You know, again, it's maybe coming from the stress of the situation rather than what somebody says it's about. So if you can keep that in mind, Cancer, this may be going back to just seeing something from somebody else's point of view. Like if this is the bride and it's not you, and this person's being the bridezilla, or maybe the bride is you and you're being a bridezilla. You know, the stress of situation can make the best of women be a bridezilla. Weddings are stressful. Any sort of big event, graduations are stressful. Any huge life milestone like that is stressful. Being pregnant is stressful. Trying to get pregnant is stressful. So yeah, just try to keep that in mind, Cancer. It's going to quickly pass, and just, you know, kind of be a little snafu in June. But the rest of it, no, I see you having a great time, whatever this is, whatever this plan is. If you've been working towards something, you know, either launching something or staging an event, as I mentioned before, it's going to come off without a hitch, and everybody's going to have a wonderful time. And I just see a great celebration, and again, a positive feeling coming from this, a positive new influence coming in. Those of you who are single and looking, and those of you who are coupled up, this could be a new friend maybe that you meet, or that you bond with. Maybe somebody that you meet that, you know, has common goals, common way of thinking. They just kind of vibrate on your level, and you bond that way. But no, I see a positive into June, and everything coming off you getting the rewards for your efforts by the end of June, Cancer. So, and karmically, as I mentioned before, these past few months that have been difficult for you guys, June, by the end of June, you do start seeing the rewards for that. You know, it's been trickling in. But we've had so many planets retrograde, it's been difficult to get that trickle into a waterfall. By the end of June, the trickle starts getting a little stronger. And as we go on through the year, the positive is far outweigh the negative. So, and I think you're going to start to see finally some evidence of that at the end of June, my dear Cancer. So keep that in mind. Have a wonderful time in June, and I'll see you back here in July.